Hey guys, alright, so in today's vlog, I would like to talk about why ungrateful people are ungrateful. So the characteristic, their psychology, how to deal with ungrateful people with grace. And also I'm going to dabble into a little bit of like how to kind of be sympathetic towards them. Alright, so let's get right into the characteristics and the psychology of an ungrateful person. So these people who show you or you feel have given you the vibes of ungratefulness, usually they're reacting from a feeling, just like every other person does. But people that are ungrateful, they will take whatever feeling they have and it's as entitlement. It's a form of I'm right, you're wrong. And so number one is they feel entitled and they have this sense of just being right, like right all the time. So righteousness, and they can't see the other person's, the help the other person's given them or the other person's perspective. Not only can they not see it, but number two, they are completely unaware. They are unaware of what the other person has done for them and not willing to see where the other person is coming from. So this unawareness brings everything back to themselves, which number three brings me to selfishness. They're completely and utterly selfish. And I mean, you can't really blame them because they're unaware and they feel entitled. So obviously they're going to be selfish. And when a person is completely involved and indulged in oneself, they are going to be reactive to their feelings, and they will always play a victim role. They will play the victim mentality, and they are going to show you it in number four, lack of appreciation. So ungratefulness is like a lack of appreciation for what you do or what the other person does or represents. The lack of appreciation further makes their sense of entitlement stronger. They begin the negative self-talk. They think it's completely their ego. They think they're right. So they start talking to themselves like, you know what? I am going to do this to harm the other person. Now, this is kind of getting into when ungrateful people, if you cut them off too quickly, I'm going to talk about this later, and they become your enemy. Enemies are so much harder to deal with. That's why I wanted to, and ungrateful people will become your enemies if you don't deal with them slowly, properly, and release them just slowly. I've done it in the past, I've experienced it, and they become vicious, nasty, and they do that by spreading lies and rumors within the community that you live in. So a lack of appreciation, okay? And the other thing, number five, is they distance themselves from the other person. And this distance is also, so the distance that I'm talking about is they not only physically distance themselves, but this distance over here is their way of completely judging the other person, which further makes them feel like a victim. So this is not a distance of love and understanding and observing. This is a distance of complete judgment. Okay, that's number five. And number six is that they just don't have the capacity because of all of the low vibration to give you acknowledgement. Why would they when they are so self-involved? So those are the characteristics of ungratefulness. Now, how do you deal with ungrateful people? I gave you one tip already. Please do yourself a favor and step away from them if that's what you choose to do, very wisely, slowly, carefully. Use your words with intention, but positively, because the last thing you need is an ungrateful person to turn on you, especially if it's a really negative, ungrateful, like toxic, ungrateful person. They will do everything in their power to hurt you. So you don't want an enemy. You literally want to walk away from them and spread distance, like slowly, and do it as peacefully as you can, okay? Also, the thing that you want to ask yourself when you're dealing with somebody who's ungrateful and like, what should I do with this person? The thing that you want to ask yourself is that, what is the cost of being in this relationship? What is this relationship costing me? Is it costing my dignity? Is it costing my time? Is it costing me, are they taking away from my personality? Are they making me bitter and angry as a person? What is my cost to be around this person that is just ungrateful? So always look at your cost. And if you feel like it's costing you more, like it's bringing you down, the negativity, and this is constant, you see this constantly in the other person, be brave enough to say no and mean it. Set your boundaries and say no, that is not okay, I'm not, but say it with poise, say it with clarity, say it with, not with animosity, but just with like a very much so balanced. All right, there's no need to bring like any sort of, from the person who is experiencing the ungratefulness, there's no need to bring anything negative into it, especially if you want to create positive distance between the other person and you just don't want to see them anymore. Just stay neutral, okay? And say no. You can say no to them. The other thing is, understand why the other person, understand where they're coming from. Look at their lifestyle. Observe, be the observer. I always talk about the observer. Be the observer, look at their lifestyle, and then adjust your level of expectation. I mean, your expectations cannot be high of a person who is full of hate, anger, negativity. You have to adjust your level of expectation, all right? Trust me, it'll save you a lot of pain in the long run. And lastly, sorry, I have notes here, so that's what I'm looking at. Lastly, just remember that, or reflect on yourself and just remember that everything that you choose to do, you do it because you're ethical. Your ethics are in check. Your groundwork is stable and strong. You know in your own self from within that what you did was actually for the highest good, not only for all, but that other person, that person individually. You didn't have to give to them, but you gave to them from the goodness of your heart, and you expected nothing in return, nothing. And if they decided or continued to show ungratefulness towards you, just know that you're doing it with light, with a type of light around you and within you that they do not have. They don't need to understand when you start distancing yourself from them, because they don't have the light within them to understand. So it's like talking to a brick wall. There's no point. Anyway, so I hope this vlog helps people on how to deal with people who are just ungrateful. They will never become grateful like this. They need more experiences in life in order for them to even fathom what being grateful is. And they just haven't done the work yet. So walk away from them, let it be, and let them be. Love you guys.